Yes, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it is very good or great evening here in Southeast Asia. Yeah, we are already in the evening or in the night, let me say. I believe you are still in your late afternoon. Wherever you are around the globe, especially in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Senegal, Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, any part of the Africa continent you are, I'm excited you are part of this channel, and I am coming your way all the way from Southeast Asia, Malaysia to be precise. Welcome to the channel. This is Salon's blog, your blog for authentic, verified informations on football, more especially on Chelsea. Tonight or this evening, depends on where you are, dear friend. Look, Chelsea won the game last night against Leeds United. Our next opponent is Leicester. Yeah, in the FA Cup. But before that match against Leicester, this weekend we have a game in hand. And that game is against Brentford in the EPL. Preparations are going to kick off later this evening in the UK time. Yeah, they have late training this evening. I believe that training will just be maybe a little warm-up with the physios working on the players. But tomorrow we're going to have a full training because we have only tomorrow to train for the game on Saturday. Our match is on 2nd of March. Dear friend, tonight I want us to digest our game plan. Our game plan very well. Going into the game on Saturday against Brentford in the EPL Premier League. It's a Premier League game. Can Chelsea begin to climb the ladder? Or we are going to still remain on this 11, 10, 12, 11, 10, 12 position every now and then? Where do we go wrong? What are we not doing well? Why are we not climbing the ladder? Right now, as it stands, we scored 41 goals and we conceded 40 goals. That is it. Chelsea scored 41 goals and conceded 11. That should tell you why we are still where we are. You can't be scoring 41 goals and you concede 40. It means you ain't going nowhere. If you are scoring 41 goals, your defensive work rate must be high. That should mean that probably you are conceding about averagely 25, 26 goals. Yes, it makes sense. You would have been better off on the league table. But right now, it looks like each goal you score, you cancel them again. It's like 1 minus 1. You are canceling your own goals out. That is why we are where we are on the league table. We create a lot of chances, but we don't score the goals. Yet, we concede so much at the back. Anytime the ball gets to our defense, it's always in the net. Notably, just imagine, yesterday's match was not the league. It was a cup game, right? But look at the first goal we conceded. Playing from behind, Sanchez in the goal post. Yeah, teams love to play from behind. A lot of coaches now are playing from behind. A lot of teams now love to play from behind. But listen, there are specific players that are being used to play from behind. There are players that are good in playing from behind. From Sanchez to Disasi to Casado, it just didn't work out yesterday. The first goal in the first 8 minutes, you can just imagine that shouldn't have been a goal at all in the first place. Sanchez, that is why some of us, we still want Petrovic to be our number one. Petrovic wouldn't have done that mistake. He will see the opponent, the pressure on Casado and Disasi. And by the way, even Disasi, the position of Disasi that yesterday, Disasi had every reason to clear that ball. Once Sanchez passed to you and you saw the opponent, 3 opponents were on Casado. There was no reason to pass the ball to Casado when all the 3 attackers of Leeds were on Casado. You still get the ball to him. He loses the ball, and that resulted in the goal. Playing from behind, Sanchez. Petrovic would have cleared that ball straight away. Yeah, that also sometimes in some games, for instance, against Liverpool, we saw the consequences. We saw the effect. It really didn't help us against Liverpool as well because once he cleared the ball right into it, the ball gets to the Liverpool players, and then they come back and attack. And that is the essence of playing from behind, so that you can have the possession. When you play it in, your opponent can easily get a ball, but it gives a little space to your defenders to reorganize. When you do that, when the ball is kicked in, it gives a little much more space to your defenders to reorganize the back line. But when you lose the ball right in front of your goalkeeper, it makes the whole thing more difficult. That is why, as you can see, both Sanchez and Petrovic, you can see on the screen. I would still prefer that we go by Petrovic way. Yeah, I would still prefer that, dear friend. I don't know about you. Let me hear from the comment section. But this is how we started the game yesterday, dear friend. We started with Sanchez on the goal post. Then we had Malo Gusto and Gilchrist mounting the wing, the left back and right back. We had Malo Gusto on the right back, and we had Alfred Gilchrist on the... Yes, we have Malo Gusto on the right back, and we have Alfred Gilchrist on the left back. Then we have Disasi and Trevor Chalobah at that center of defense. Honestly speaking, I was so much impressed by the work rate of Trevor Chalobah. I was. You could not notice a single mistake from him, unlike Disasi with the first mistake he made by passing the ball to Casaido, which resulted in the first goal. Where we had much problem yesterday was from Malo Gusto. He was tired. He was showing clearly that his legs were tired, Malo Gusto. He was. Fatigue played in yesterday in his game. Alfred Gilchrist, the first 5 minutes, he fumbled. He was jittering until he began to, get stabilized. But Trevor Chalobah was stable. He stabilized that defense. He played maturely throughout the game. Then we have Moise Casaido and Enzo as usual. These two are doing great job in that midfield. They mount the midfield perfectly well, even though they were also tired. They were also tired. And hey, let's remember, as it stands right now, Enzo Fernandez will be missing our next game in the FA Cup against Leicester. He received 2 yellow cards. He will be missing our next game against Leicester in the FA Cup. That is how it is. So we'll have to start to look for a way to complement that position. He received another yellow card, so he'll be missing the next game against Leicester. But both Enzo and Casaido did extremely well. Then we had Noni Madueke. We had Sterling. And then we had Mudryk. Mudryk played the number 10 role. And personally, Mudryk did an excellent job as well. Better than Gallagher. Gallagher plays more like number 8. More of aggressive type. But Mudryk was a typical number 10 play. The true passes that he was delivering was a beautiful, technically gifted player playing true passes. That number 10 role, I believe it fits him much more than the number 11 role, the left winger. Then we had Nicolas Jackson in attack. I'm sorry. We had Nicolas Jackson in attack. This was our first 11 against Leeds last night. And it was 4-2-3-1 formation. 4-2-3-1 formation. Dear friend, this was how we started the game. The first half, apart from the first goal, which destabilized the squad, that mistake came from both Sanchez and Disasi. I blame the two of them. Otherwise, the first half would have gone very well. For us to fight back and equalize, it made the game much more difficult for us. Yeah. It made it much more difficult for us. But now, as we speak, go into Saturday's game. Against Brentford. I would love a player like Mudryk to play the same role. Possibly. And if there is a way, Malo Gusto can be given a rest. Like we know, Cucurella is currently on a pitch training, partial training with the first team. I don't know right now, maybe tomorrow getting the press conference, we'll get a full detail from the coach. But if Malo Gusto could be given a rest, then Petrovic coming back to the goalpost. Petrovic coming back to the goalpost. Yeah. Trevor Chalobah could play that how do you call it? Right wing, defensive right, right back position. I'm not too sure if his record. I think yesterday when Malo Gusto was taken out, he now went and he played that position. I think so. If possible, so that Malo Gusto could be given a rest. Because we need to start moving forward. We need to start climbing the league table. It is very important. It is very important, dear friend. Let me hear from you in the comment section what you think. But personally, Ben Chilwell should be back in the lineup after Gilchrist taking a bench again. I'm not giving my predicted lineup yet, but I'm just trying to analyze the whole game plan yesterday, how we played and the team we started. This is how we started the game. And so if you are analyzing the game, know the player that you started the game with. This squad right now, they are not championship squad. These are Premier League squad. And we played the game against a championship side. We were not supposed to struggle that much, but because of that early goal. Well, let me leave that to your judgment. I will be back with more exclusive and explosive in the next one when you see me. I'll see you then, dear friend. My time is up. Shalom and peace.